Okay, ladies and gents, jump on your mat. Ev, it's nice to have you here today. We've Sinead, T, and Nicole. Excellent.
Delighted to be back.
Brilliant. All right, guys, very simply, just pop onto hands and knees, and we're just going to go for 60 seconds of a cat-cow, moving around kind of in any, even side-to-side positions that feel good for you. So just hollow and arch. And as you come into those positions, you can take a little side bend, pulling hip to shoulder in your hollow, and the same in your arch. Kind of take a little side lean, finding anywhere that's tight, and nice deep breaths. Looking for that end range in your hollow, so really tucking the chin and pulling the hips in as far as you can. And the same in the arch, sticking that tailbone to the sky and extending that chin as far forward and up as possible. Just another 10 seconds here. Very nice, guys, and relax. I'm going to turn you over onto your bums on the yoga mat. Again, kind of coming into all fours with feet and hands. And we're going to make our way through 60 seconds of table rocks. So nice and gently, reaching the hips to the sky, squeezing those glutes nice and tight at the top of the rep. And then when you're ready, getting those hips a little bit higher. And then if you want, when you get to the top of that rep, just leaning those knees past the toes to extend that stretch in the arms and shoulders. So a little rock forward at the top.
Jane, is this stretch or the end of the workout?
This is stretch, Jenny. We were on time today.
Perfect.
Yeah, the workout was a quick one, so they were finished nice and early. Love it, guys. Keep going through those table rocks. Some light in here. Very nice, and relax for me. I'm going to turn you guys over again. I'm going to do a little extended cat-cow this time. So you may need to bring your hands or your knees and hands a little bit further. I'll let you guys investigate to see what's good for you. But our arms will stay straight in this entire movement. So I'm going to come from a nice back extension here, dropping my hips to the floor, shoulders over my wrists. Then from here, I'm going to pick up my hips, send them all the way to my heels, dropping my chest through to the floor, forehead to the ground. Coming back to my cat-cow pose and letting my hips fall forward and down. So a very gentle kind of wave of a movement. Again, working your way into the end range in your child's pose and then in your cobra pose. Nice deep breaths. Lovely, guys. I'm spending as much time at the end of each movement as you want. So in child's pose, you can hang out for up to 10 seconds. Really nice work. Well done. We'll go for another 20 seconds. Enjoy the flow. Try and match your breath nice and slow as you move between the two shapes. Lovely, and relax. We're just going to take a nice little shoulder opener stretch here. So from my knees and hands, I'm going to lift my knees and my hips up. Keep a generous bend in the knees and drop the chest through. Or you think of pushing away, so you have a big shrug through your shoulders. And feel a nice stretch across your mid back or upper back here, and just hang out for a couple of seconds. Really generous bend in the knees, guys. And then trying to get your lower tummy down onto the tops of your thighs. Push the ground away. Big shrug in your shoulders. That's going to help you to get a more open position. Lovely, guys. And relax. We're just going to progress that stretch slightly. And you need just the side of a wall here, or a chair or bench is even better. But taking your hands up onto that height, walk your knees back under your hips. Again, I'm going to push the wall away, drop my chest through, keep your chin up or your ears between your arms. And then we're going to go for 10 pelvic rocks here. So really slowly tucking and rounding that tailbone, always trying to keep your shoulder angle as open as possible. So 10 slow reps, guys. Lovely. Try to get those knees all the way back so they're directly under your hips. And as you gently tuck the tailbone, keep the force down through the armpits. So try not to lift the shoulders as you tuck your tailbone. Good, and just keep that neck in a comfortable position, so ears should be between your two biceps. Really nice work, guys. As you come to your arch position, let gravity do its work. Let the weight of your chest hang through. Try to find the most open shoulder position as possible. Once you've done your 10 reps, guys, we're just going to hang out in that arch position for about 30 seconds. I'll let you guys do your own 30-second count here because we're all a little bit different. And again, just give in, let the weight of the chest, armpits fall through, but do keep that head up. So avoiding that head butt position to the floor. Lovely, guys. Once you feel like you've hit your 30 seconds, you can come out. And I just want you to take 5 shoulder rolls here. The biggest circle you can make with your shoulders, just to shake it out. Lovely. All right, guys, in that shoulder roll, I want you to pause when you have rolled your shoulders back and down. So you have the longest neck possible, and you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, pushing that chest out in front. So I want you to remember this position as we come into a Cobra Holds here. We did it earlier. We're just going to spend a little bit more time here. So my legs are together. I'm going to drop my hips forward. If my legs have moved a little bit apart, that's okay. So trying to get as much extension through the back here, pushing the ground away, keeping my shoulders rolled back and down, and pushing that chest through. I'm going to hang here for about 45 seconds. A little bit of an arm workout here. If you have any tightness in the abs, it's a nice stretch down the front of your tummy as well. So to make this more challenging, guys, you can bring your hands back so they're directly under your shoulders. But if that is too much, keep them slightly out in front. Lovely. Always pushing down, pulling the shoulders back and down. So you have a nice long neck and sticking that chest out for me. 15 seconds. Excellent, guys, and release. All right, I'm going to turn you over on your yoga mats again to your sitting position. And we're going to come back to our shoulder extension again, spending a little bit more time here. So hands are behind me, fingertips facing away. The idea here is to keep your hands as close together as you can, so inside your yoga mat if possible. But if you're very tight, you can have them half on, half off. And then I'm going to lift my hips, inching them away from my hands until I feel a little bit of a stretch, not too intense to begin with. And then I'm going to take my feet just at a nice 45-degree angle, and we're just going to rock our knees left to right for 10 reps. And take some nice deep breaths. Lovely. That's starting to ease, guys. Maybe you bring your feet in, pick your hips up and walk them a little bit further from your hands. I'm just going to get you to extend your legs now, straight out in front, and we just hang here for a further 30 seconds. Again, trying to pin those shoulders back and down, pushing the chest forward. If it's too much on the elbows, you can just move your hands slightly further apart. Ten seconds. Brilliant. And before you jump out of the stretch, guys, just have a little look. Bring your feet back in and gently lift your hips back towards your hands. Excellent. And when you do, we're just going to wrap those arms around our back. Oh, give yourself a little bit of a hug and twist that spine side to side. Oh, can we toughen those arms? Excellent. All right, we're going to take just a little spinal twist here. So we're going to stay in our seated position. I'll face you guys. You can cross your legs if that's comfortable, or if you are uncomfortable sitting on the floor and you have a yoga mat or a cushion, you can prop your hips up slightly if that makes this seated position a little bit more comfortable for you. Good. I'll actually show you from the side first. So I'm going to take my hands and wrap them around the front of my knees. And flip this out. And we're just going to do some rounding and arching of the spine, and then we'll do our twist. So I'm going to lean back, bracing myself with my knees, trying to push my spine as round as possible, feeling a nice stretch across the back of my shoulders. And you can always push into the palms of your hands with your knees. So getting a really nice stretch here. Tuck that chin deeply into the chest, and you'll feel an even nicer stretch down the outside of the spine. And breathe. All right, we're going to switch this, guys, by pushing the chest forward, taking a big arch, sending our chest, our chin to the sky, and just arching forward as much as you can. And we'll do that one more time. So leaning back, rounding as much as you can, pressing into the palms of your hand with your knees, tucking your chin, breathing deeply, and then pulling yourself forward, sticking your tailbone back, getting a really nice flat back, lifting your chin to the sky, drawing your shoulders down. Excellent. All right, we're going to find a neutral position next. So straightening the spine, sitting as tall as you can, maybe even pulling your butt cheeks out so you're really on your sitting bones. Lovely. From here, I'm going to place my left hand just behind my left hip. My right hand is going to reach up to the sky as far as I can, and then I'm going to drop it over my body, crossing it to my opposite knee, and I'm just going to twist by looking back over my left shoulder. Using both hands here as a kind of a brace to get as much twist here in the spine as you can. And breathe. Another 2 breaths here. Lovely. Release back to center. Find your neutral position again, sitting really nice and tall. Taking your right hand behind you. Reaching to the sky with that left hand. Really reach up here. And then you're going to twist and turn, crossing over the opposite knee, looking back over your right shoulder. And again, using your hands as a brace to twist your spine as much as you can. Both butt cheeks should stay in contact with the floor. Nice deep breaths. Another 2 breaths here. Lovely, guys. And pop in a nice little side bend or lat stretch here. I know you guys worked your lats this morning. So staying in this position. This time I'll go back with my right hand, reach up with that right hand as tall as you can, as if someone has grabbed your wrist and is trying to lift you off the floor. And then you're going to take a little side lean, staying as flat as you can, so not dropping that shoulder forward or back. Leaning onto your elbow and looking up to the sky. Getting a nice stretch all down through that side body. Big deep breaths. As you take that big inhale, feel that air expand into your side body so you can feel that stretch even more. And we return back to center, taking our left hand up to the sky, reaching. Imagine someone has grabbed your wrist and is physically pulling you off the floor, and then we lean. Maybe finding our elbow and looking up to the sky. Big inhale, feel that air stretch the side of your body. Exhale and get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Lovely, guys, and return to center. Okay, we're going to take it to our backs next. So bring it down to a lying position. Lovely, we're going to bend our knees, taking our feet flat to the floor, hands down by your side. And we're going to do a couple of back extensions here, or bridge pose. So what I'm trying to do, again, pulling your shoulders down the yoga mat so you have a nice long neck. As I squeeze my glutes up, pressing my feet into the ground, trying to get my chin up to my chest up to my chin, squeezing the glutes and back to the floor again. So getting as much arch in the back as you can. We're going to go for 10 reps and then 30-second hold at the top of that position. All right, so when you're ready, off you go. Pushing through to your arch, lift the chest to your chin. Take a slight pause at the top and return to the floor. Lovely, guys. Once you've done your 10 reps, keep those hips up at the top. And again, I'll let you do your own count of 30 seconds here. Really nice work, guys. Excellent positions. Super stuff. When you're done, then you're just going to sit up. Take your feet into a diamond position here, so soles of your feet together, creating that diamond shape with your knees, and just drop that chin, head and neck, and round the back forward, kind of like a rag doll here. Let your head hang really heavy, and just feel that nice release all through the roundness of your back. Excellent. So really hang here. Feel the little twinges and stretches around the back. Maybe you sway a little bit here, left to right. But try to release all tension in your neck, using the weight of your head to get a nice, good stretch. Lovely, guys, and up you come. We're going to have a little bit of fun here with the next movement. We haven't done this one yet. It's a shoulder stand in yoga or in gymnastics, if anyone has done it. So we're coming back onto our backs. And a little bit like that bridge pose, you can, actually I'm going to come from a tuck. So we're going to try to bring our knees to our chest, lifting our hips almost like a reverse crunch. And then we're going to try and support our low back with our hands. So from here, I'm just going to roll those hips up. See if you can walk your elbows as close together behind your back, finding your hands on that low back. Now you can keep your knees tucked here to begin with, in this beginner pose, but trying to pull those elbows together. So you want to get them in line with the shoulders and then support that low back with your hands. Excellent, Sinead. The higher you can get your hips over your neck and shoulders, the easier it'll be to find a nice balanced position. Wow, guys, fantastic. We're all up there. And you might get a nice stretch here in the back of your neck. Excellent. So release down for me. We're going to progress that pose, guys, and rather than folding over in two, so letting our knees kind of fold over on top of us, we're going to try and bring our hips, knees, and feet up in a nice straight line above our shoulders. Okay, so same entry, rolling back. You can actually take a roll back. It can help you to get those hips high. And then get those hips on, or hands under. Walk your elbows in. And then if you can, we're going to reach those feet directly to the sky. So avoiding letting them fall over on top of us. I want you to bring them straight up, squeeze the glutes. Again, the closer you can get those elbows, the easier it will be to make that nice straight line. So let's have a go with that one. Nice, Mary. So again, Mary, see if you can bring your feet over your hips more. So squeeze those glutes, beautiful. Really nice shape, good T, Donal. So there's a couple of hips, guys, sticking out. I want you to really squeeze those glutes and bring your heels in line with your hips. Good, Sinead. Really nice work. Nice, Nicole, Jenny. Super. And when you're ready, guys, you can roll back down. And we're just going to do one more progression here, bringing it more into a stretch for the back of the spine and neck. And we're going to drop our knees over towards our head. So only if this feels comfortable, just go as far as what feels good for you. So again, I'll come into my nice high position with my hips in the highest position I can hold. I'm going to drop those knees, bringing them to the side of my head. And you can even extend the feet over if you want, or keep the knees bent. And if it feels good, reach those arms out, and I'm getting a really nice stretch down the sides of my spine. If you're here and it feels comfortable, you can walk your legs left to right, and you will really feel that stretch, expanding the whole length of the spine on either side. Excellent. Really, really nice, guys. Always focusing on getting the hips higher above the shoulder. And if you're in a nice shape, guys, you can kind of sway the legs left to right, but very subtly here. Bending the knees as much as you need, or try extending the knees. Super work. Whenever you feel ready, you can pop yourself out of that. Lovely. And we're going to stay here on our backs, guys. We're going to come back into another spinal twist. So just to counterbalance all of that over the head neck work. So lying nice and flat on my back, taking my hands out to a T shape. I'm going to bring one knee up to 90 degrees with my opposite hand coming to the outside of my knee, guiding that knee down and across, trying to keep my opposite shoulder reaching away and staying in contact with the ground if possible. Finding a nice twist here, keeping that knee all the way up in line with my hip. All right, so pop yourselves into that pose, guys. We're going to hang out there for 60 seconds. Lovely. So the two options here we talked about from the last day, you can keep twisting until your knee finds the floor, and you'll probably find that your opposite shoulder lifts up and away from the ground, but that's okay, just let it hang there and feel the stretch. Or you can keep both shoulders in contact with the ground, and you will find your knee is kind of hovering or floating somewhere as well. But keep that pressure on the outside of your knee with your hand. So maybe even rock between the two shapes, but nice and gently, and hang out in the end range of each. And as always, nice deep breathing. Excellent. When you're ready, come back to lying flat on your back. And you can set yourself up for the opposite side. Excellent. Pull that knee nice and high in line with your hip. And then try to use the weight of your body here. Let gravity sink your body into the ground. Excellent work, guys. Another 20 seconds. Pulling that knee down a little bit further for the last 5, 3, 2, and 1. Release yourself back, guys. We have one final movement that we're going to finish with. We have about 3 to 4 minutes, and we're going to spend that doing some J curls. So I'll give you a little demo here. I'm going to use the wall as a little bit of a target for myself. So make sure you can see me. You don't need to use the wall, guys, but if you want, you can. And if you want to use the addition of a weight, that's okay too. Actually, I might do that today if I haven't demoed with a weight yet. So I'm going to step about half a foot away from the wall, and then imagine that my whole back body is velcroed to the wall. And I'm going to peel myself off one vertebrae at a time. So my chin starts by lowering to my chest as deeply as I can until I can't round my chin anymore. Then I start to let my rounded shoulders come forward. My arms are always jelly-like, keeping my glutes tucked under here. So I don't want to push my hips back. I want to keep my hips tucked under as much as I can. And I'm rounding that spine. That weight is moving in front. Feeling a really nice stretch here across my upper to mid back. Once I get down below my hips now, I can start to turn my tailbone up to the sky. Then come into a nice fold at the bottom. You can take a little knee bend here if you want, or keep them straight. But before you come back up, straighten those knees. And I'm thinking about tucking from my tailbone. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone, pulling it forward, getting a really good stretch all the way, finishing with shoulders, neck, and chin. All right, guys, off we go. So we've got time for at least 3 good Jefferson curls. Taking your time with this movement. Try to feel the stretch at every point. And paying attention to any tension that you have in your arms, neck, head, shoulders. Try to release the upper body completely. The only tension we really hold here is in our pelvis as we're trying to keep it tucked as we roll forward, and then as we tuck it under to return back up again. Excellent. Going for a really tight knee lockout, guys, on the way down. And you can bend the knees then at the bottom, but as you're going down, try to keep those knees locked as much as you can. Excellent. If you're using a weight, guys, make sure that weight is hanging freely in front. And take as much time at the bottom in your forward fold. Hopefully you're noticing a little bit of an improvement at this point.
These are so relaxing, Jane.
Say again, Ev.
These are so relaxing. It's like meditation.
Oh, good, good.
Oh.
What brings you here this morning? Are you off today?
Say that again?
I said, what brings you in this morning? Are you off work today?
No, I'm off. I finished an 18-month contract and I'm off. I'm in between jobs, so I'm focusing on this.
You did tell me that, I remember.
Yeah, but it's perfect. It's
okay.
It's a final break.
Yeah.
After about 12 months of 0 breaks, so this is amazing.
Amazing. Okay, so I'll see you every day then.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's for stretch and gymnastics with me.